What's the story, Morning Glory? What is the word? Hummingbird, thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of Love and Marriage Detroit, Season 1, Episode 2, Pour the Wine and the Drama. So they are still at the picnic celebrating Christina and Brandon's wedding anniversary. And things had gone completely left when it came out that Brandon had signed a new artist behind his wife's back. And now she's upset and she's crying because he betrayed her. He lied to her. He didn't tell her that he had signed a new artist. He was not upfront with her about that. Well, he didn't lie outright, but he lied by omission. And when he was with the new artist in the studio and she had FaceTimed him in last week's episode, he was with this new artist and didn't even tell her. And she was like, looking like Boo Boo the Fool, thinking that he's working by himself when he's working with this young lady in the studio. So Brandon forces Christina to take a walk with him because she didn't want nothing to do with him. She was in her feelings. She was really upset that she had to find out in front of everybody because everybody knew that he had this new artist except her. So she's got to deal with the betrayal. She's got to deal with the embarrassment of being the last to know. And so Brandon is trying to literally pick her up so they can go take a walk by themselves because he needs to remove her from the group so he can manipulate her one-on-one. So she finally gets up and they're taking a walk and he apologizes. I'm sorry. And he tells Christina that he didn't tell her about the new artist because whenever he has these ideas to take on a new artist, she always shoots him down because she doesn't trust him around young girls. And my thing is, do you only sign young women? You don't sign groups. You don't sign guys. It's just young women. Anywho. So like I said, he apologizes. She reluctantly accepts his apology and agrees to move on. And then everybody gets together and starts dancing to the Al Bettis band. Moving on from there, Kobe and Russell. So I think this is the scene where they're painting the room. And Kobe is the social media influencer. She's like Christina's little sister. And her husband, Russell, is that dark-skinned chocolate guy with the big old muscles. And so they're in the room, they're painting, and he chastises his wife about spilling the beans on Brandon, by telling everybody that Brandon had signed this new artist when his wife didn't even know about it. And Kobe was like, well, first of all, I thought Christina already knew because they're married. I never thought, in my wildest dreams that he would have kept that from her. So I just assumed that she knew. And if she did know, she should have known. He should have told his wife that he had signed a new artist. So they're talking about that. And Kobe questions why there's secrets in their marriage. Girl, don't question about what's going on in other people's marriages, especially why are they keeping secrets from one another? Because you don't know what kind of secrets your husband may be keeping from you. So yeah, don't question that. So Russell then drops his own bomb on Kobe and tells her that he wants to change his career and become an ordained minister. So Kobe looks at him and she's like, you just can't wake up one day and be like, I'm changing my career and I want to be a preacher. What's really going on here? And Russell says, well, it's not about you and it's not about me. It's about the fact that this is what God has ordained. I've gotten the calling from the one above that this is what I need to be doing. So Russell he's already talked to her father because she's also a preacher's kid like Christina is. She's a preacher's kid. And he's already had conversations with her father about becoming a minister or becoming a preacher. I'm like, so Kobe, do you not see what's happening here? You were just as much in the dark as Christina was about her husband signing on a new artist. Your husband and your father have been having conversations about your husband changing his career path, and you had no idea. But at least she's hearing it directly from her husband instead of hearing it from a third party. So Kobe's upset that he didn't talk to her about it first. And Russell don't give a damn about that. So Russell, he drops another bomb on her and tells her that he wants to buy a gym. Kobe replies very loudly. So she's responding back to him, and her voice is a little bit elevated because she's upset. You want to do all these crazy major things and not consult me about it first. What the hell? And he's telling her, calm down, calm down, tone it down a bit. You're getting too loud. No. Because you're telling me to keep it quiet and to calm down, I'm going to get even more erratic. I'm going to turn into a wild banshee in here in a minute. So Russell says in his confessional that it's Kobe's job to fall in line with his visions because the Bible says that, the man is the leader. And if the man has a vision, the wife has to follow the vision and all this and that. Look, I'm so sick and tired of people using the Bible to try to manipulate their wives and try to manipulate the situation for them to get what they want. I'm so sick and tired of that. Moving on from there, we have Christina and Brandon. So Christina and Brandon, they just moved into a downtown condo in Detroit. Brandon still blames Kobe that Christina is mad because Kobe was the one that said something that she wasn't supposed to say. He takes no accountability as far as, I should have told my wife what I was doing instead of her having to hear from somebody else. To him, it's completely Kobe's fault that Christina got upset. So Brandon calls Kobe a mean girl. And to me, that's, man, I don't know where they find these people. Carlos King, where do you find these men who have such little respect for their wives? Because what I'm seeing on Love and Marriage Detroit is exactly what I'm seeing on Love and Marriage Huntsville. And I haven't seen Love and Marriage DC in so long, I forgot who was on it. Love and Marriage DC just stopped mid-season. I'm pretty sure it's going to pick up at some point, but it's crazy how he just stopped that mid-season. We have now Love and Marriage Huntsville. We started Love and Marriage Detroit, and I'm still waiting on Love and Marriage DC to finish. Anyways, the fact that Brandon blames Kobe just shows how much of a cad he is as a husband, because it's your fault. It doesn't matter that you told Russell told Kobe, and Kobe told everybody that you had signed a new female artist. That doesn't matter. What matters is your wife was looking like Boo Boo the Fool at that damn picnic because she didn't know what the hell was going on. Everybody knew but her, and it's your fault that your wife was left looking stupid and embarrassed in front of everybody because you want to keep secrets from her. So then Christina says she wants to meet the new artist. Brandon is not feeling that because he tells her, you haven't met 90% of my new artists, so why do you want to start now? Once again, wrong answer. Brandon then says that Kobe steals Christina's idea. So because he's mad at Kobe, now he wants Christina to be mad at Kobe because he sees that Christina is not mad at Kobe. Christina is probably very appreciative of Kobe. And so now he wants to put this wedge in between these two women and tell his wife, Christina's copying all of your ideas. She's copying from you. She's stealing all of your ideas. Christina really doesn't fall for it because she says, in the world of social media influencer, that's what I do. I'm an influencer. I influence people. Therefore, i.e., I influenced Kobe. So Brandon is just being petty. Moving on from there, we have Latoya, the doctor, and her husband Anthony. Now Latoya, she is the short little petite doctor. She's a doctor of physical therapy. She's trying to start her own wine business, and her husband is a dark skinned guy with the just like me, the dark circles around his eyes. So they're having a conversation about Brandon and Christina. Latoya thinks that Brandon was wrong for not telling his wife, and Anthony thinks that Russell was wrong because Russell told his wife about Brandon and Christina. So once again, I'm looking at Anthony like, are you for real? You're thinking that this whole situation is Russell's fault because he did not keep Brandon's secret. He pillow talked with his own wife. So it's all of his fault that Brandon got in trouble with Christina. Not the fact that Brandon is hiding an entire new artist from his wife. Like, I'm not understanding these people. So Latoya says that they have the same problem. Latoya basically tells her husband, Anthony, well, me and you, we have the same issues as Brandon and Christina. There's lack of communication and you do whatever the hell you want to do. And Anthony didn't like that. Anthony was like, we're good. We're good. We went to counseling. We're good. So because he had gone to Atlanta, because that seems to be like an unresolved issue between Latoya and Anthony. During the pandemic, Anthony went to Atlanta. He stayed there for 8 months. According to him, he was there for business. According to Latoya, I don't know what she thought was going on because she told him, if you don't bring your butt back home to Detroit, this marriage is over. So he had to come rushing back. So Anthony tells us that when he left for Atlanta, his wife knew. His wife gave him her blessings. She gave him the approval to go to Atlanta, so he doesn't understand why now she's treating it like he was doing something wrong. We'll find out soon enough. Brandon. So Brandon is out with the guys. They all go to this club. So there's this guy named, I forgot his name. But there's this guy, he owns the club. He's their friend. And they're all in his club, right? So Russell is there, even though he claims he doesn't do the clubs anymore, because when he was younger, he was in the clubs real heavy. He was partying like 3, 4, 5 days a week. So ever since then, ever since he got married, he's calmed down a whole lot. He really doesn't do the club scene. Russell apologizes to Brandon about him, telling his wife about the new artist, and then the wife revealing it to everybody. So he apologizes upon him and Kobe's behalf. The guys make fun of Brandon because he has to ask for permission to work with a new artist. Like, your woman has you under lock and key. She cracks that whip on you. You are completely controlled by your woman. You're not your own man. So then they start speaking of Christina, his phone goes off, right? And it's his wife, Christina. And she's like, where are you at? And he lies to her. And I don't know what he told her of where they were at, but I thought she knew that he was at the club, because how can you hide the fact that you're in a club? Because the music is blaring. There's a whole bunch of people talking and making noises. I don't know what he told her, but evidently she had no idea that he was at the club. And at their anniversary picnic, she had made it very, very clear that she did not want her husband in the clubs, because one of the issues that Brandon has with Christina is that he is he's in the entertainment business. And as being a part of the entertainment business and looking for new artists and all of that, you have to go to where the music is. And he has to hang out in the clubs, like Anthony. But his wife doesn't let him. So he lied when she FaceTimed him. I guess he lied did she FaceTime him? I don't know, but I don't see how she didn't know that he was in a club. That's what I'm confused about. But anyway, he lied to her. So Anthony asked Brandon about the history between him and Christina and why Christina doesn't want him signing on new female artists. So Brandon tells them how he had met this artist. He signed her to his company, and they had gotten really close, really chummy. And they had gotten so close. He says the reason why they gotten close was because as he was working on her music and writing songs for her, he had to know about her life. So she's sharing all of her life stories, all of her past, love problems, boyfriend problems. She's sharing all these pictures on her phone with him. And so because of that, they felt very connected with one another. He felt like he could really, really trust her. And they had developed this very special bond. And so then he felt comfortable enough, like he was in a safe space with her, to start venting about his wife. And so he starts complaining to this new artist about the problems that he was having at home with his wife. Well, unfortunately, Brandon is a dodo head, and he was complaining to this new artist through text. So all the crap that he was talking about his wife, it was all in text. So Christina got a hold of those text messages, and that was the beginning of the end. So it was really bad. Their marriage was about to end and all this and that. He begged her to stay. And so I guess one of the conditions of her giving him a second chance, no clubs and no new female artist. So he broke both of them like within days of each other. Well, he broke both of them, not within days. He done broke the whole new artist thing. She found out about that, forgave him again. And now she's about to find out that he was at the club. Moving on from there. Kobe meets up with Christina. Kobe apologizes for the mess that she caused at the damn picnic by revealing the information about Christina's husband signing up with this new artist. And Christina has never met this artist. And so Kobe was like, girl, if I was you, I would have already met her. We would have already have met. So Kobe tells Christina about her husband not telling her that he is going to be signing up for divinity school. Like I said, you can't talk about other people having secrets in their marriage when your husband was keeping 2 big secrets from you about divinity school and buying a damn gym. Latoya. So Latoya, the doctor, she is hosting her wine event where she's going to be introducing her wine, Opulence, to her friends. And so they're going to do this taste testing thing, etc. So Anthony reveals that, okay, so they're all sitting at the table, right? They're all sitting at the table and they're having conversation. Latoya is there, obviously talking about the damn wine. Christina is there with her husband, Brandon. And Christina also brought a friend by the name of Chelsea. So they're all sitting at the table. Everybody's invited. All the couples are there, including some extra friends and stuff. So somewhere along in the conversation, Anthony reveals that Brandon was at the club with the guys. Now, this is significant because when they were at the club that night, they had promised each other that they were not going to reveal to anybody that they were at this club together. So the first one to break that promise is Anthony. After he got on Russell's case for telling his wife about Brandon having a new artist and getting upset with Kobe for telling everybody at the picnic about Brandon's new artist. Now he's the big mouth. He reveals to everybody that all the guys were hanging out at the club the other night with Brandon. So I'm pretty sure he did this on purpose because he just wanted to start mess. So Brandon gets caught up again. So Christina is upset again because she had no idea that he was at this damn club. So Chelsea asks Anthony, why are you so involved in their marriage? Which then leads Anthony to say, I don't know who the hell you are, but you need to stay in your lane. You're like a little girl. You don't know me, so don't play with me. He says that Brandon is his best friend and he's like a brother to me and I'm always going to be looking out for him. I'm thinking to myself, what in the world is Carlos King? Where do you find these people? Because I'm looking at Anthony and I'm like, Anthony, why are you so sensitive about this woman asking you, why are you so involved in other people's marriage? That you're going to go and attack this woman and say, I don't know who you are. You're a little girl. Stay in your lane. You don't know me. He was giving her too much heat for her just asking this one little question about why are you so involved in other people's marriage? Like, why do you care what goes on in other people's marriage? So Chelsea tells him that he must be on his cycle because you're getting so emotional and you're just completely overreacting. So they're going back and forth. Anthony and Chelsea, they're going back and forth, back and forth. So then Anthony says, you sitting at the table with some bosses, so you better act like it. And that's where the episode ended. And I'm just so lost in the sauce on why Anthony felt like he needed to just react like that, overreact like that with this young lady. Because Anthony, he wants to be the leader of the pack. He wants to be the alpha wolf. And he wants to be like, I'm going to, teach these men how to be men and not to be so controlled by the only one controlled by their damn wife, among others, is you, Anthony. Because when your wife snapped her fingers and told you to get back to Detroit or else this marriage was over, you came running. Whether your business was done in Atlanta or not done in Atlanta, you sure as hell came running. So I'm very confused why you feel like you are qualified to try to get these men to not be controlled by their wives when Latoya has a very good grip on you. And then you reacting the way that you did to Chelsea. I don't know. That was just... Anyways, I mean, she wasn't attacking you. You should have just let it go. You should have been the bigger person. You should have been the bigger man and just let it go. I mean, you getting into a verbal match with her was very unbecoming. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it on your way out. Don't forget to rate the video if you like this content. Go ahead and subscribe, and I'll definitely talk to you later. Bye.